the good days, here's to the sorrows. If this is a mistake, I know about tomorrow. I don't wanna fight no more, cause I don't feel the need no more, no. Just wanna make it stop. Maybe it's something in the water, or maybe we just hit the end of the road. Right now it doesn't even matter. It's too late not to let it go. And that's why I wish you the best and say goodbye. You start to get dressed and then we cry.
Hey, haven't really been vlogging for the past couple of days, and I haven't really I didn't think this video through, but doesn't really matter, because what I thought to do is I want to kind of get organized as well and take stock of all the whips that I have, whether it's knitting and crochet. It's not just whips, it's also like the things that I want to do. There is one jumper that I need to depill, maybe more, but one I know for sure. So I thought I'm going to start this video and then kind of use it also to slowly start picking up the things that I want to work on and get organized that way, and also show you what basically all of my works in progress at the moment. I was just upstairs in my studio and I was taking photos of some things that I want to put in the shop now in the next. It's not even a shop update. I don't really do those. I mean, when I opened the shop in August, I kind of put some things in and they all sold. And then after that, I put a few things here and there, but they were never really shop updates. So I don't think this one is going to be either, but I have to gather the things that I've been making throughout this time and start taking photos and see what I'm going to put for sale as well. So that's what I've been doing this morning, and what I'm going to do is continue working on Mario's socks today. I'm far ahead, but I've been focusing on his jumper, on his black jumper that I've been making. So this is what I have from the second sock. So I think I'm going to work on that today, and the jumper and the black jumper, although I did start another hat. You see, you will understand me, you know how it goes, that we start things without without thinking what we're gonna do. I've been enjoying wearing these hats, this one in particular, because it's 2-layer from fingering weight yarn. What's wrong, Baguette? Let me check the cat. Absolutely nothing wrong with him, he just likes to moan. So I've been enjoying wearing these hats because this in particular, this is a double-layer hat that I made from fingering weight yarn, but in that way that is short enough that I don't fold this part here, so that I get 4 layers over my ears, which I really like those for when it's colder. But this one is just so nice. Even when I'm at home, you don't feel hot at all, but it just feels cozy on my head. And the way that I do them is very simple. It's just a tube, and I gather from each side the tops. I don't do any decreases. I just gather it as drawstring, and it creates this kind of natural, you know, gathering on top. I seem to like that best because I tried Mario's hat yesterday, his Arsenal hat. Let me put it on. It's this one that he has. It's Arsenal is a football team, soccer team for the Americans in UK that he supports. And he has this hat. So I tried it on yesterday and it fits fine. But I don't know, what is this? I mean, maybe, I guess it's a style. I guess it's a style that some people like to wear. Maybe it's hip. I don't know. I don't really follow fashion, but I don't really, it's okay, but I don't really like that. I kind of prefer that, you know, just more natural, without the thing sticking on top of my head. Not completely like flat on my head, but just this kind of natural round top. Maybe that's just me. As I said, I never followed fashion. It's like there were always things that I liked and that I didn't like, and I would stick with that. However, fashion did sometimes give me like permission to buy things that I would like, and I would stop myself. Like at one point I used to like oh my god, I'm going on a tangent again. At one point I used to like this very kind of silky, but it's not silk, but that kind of material, silky dress, right? And the straps that it had, they were the ones that almost like bras have, you know, with the adjustable thing that you can move, like the plastic thing and all that. And it looks like undergarment. But they were selling it as a dress, and I liked it. And because they were selling it as a dress, and I thought, okay, kind of, you know, gave me permission, okay, I'll buy that. But I swear my grandmothers used to wear those kind of things as undergarments when I was younger. I remember them, and they were like mostly beige skin color or white. Not lacy or anything like that, but underneath the dresses, so the dresses are not see-through. That's my spiel on fashion. But I don't usually follow fashion. I just kind of I like what I like, and I tend to stick with that. So I've been enjoying wearing this hat, and I started working on another hat, but I'll show you that in a bit, or a bit later in the next section of the video. What I want to do now, today, hopefully today, now that I told you, is I want to depill this jumper. And this jumper is one of the first, when I was like experimenting the in and out raglan that I make all the time. And this is the one that I was experimenting in order to get the numbers, because when I made that, it's not even a pattern, it's a recipe. That was never meant to be a recipe. It's just I was looking for a jumper that is going to be a perfect fit for me. And then when I found it, I kept on making and and then people kept on asking me if I have a pattern. But because I don't think I want to get into pattern designing, it took me some time to kind of write everything down. And obviously it's for free. You probably know it's for free. It's a free PDF download on my website. But where did I go from there? Yeah, this one. This one is one of those that I was making as I was trying to find my perfect numbers. And it's a mixture of my handspun blue face Leicester and llama. And I think I held it with another fingering weight commercial, and I think this was Cascade fingering in black. Now this jumper somehow ends up being the one that I wear the most, because it always stays as the last one of the season that I depill. Like I can start sorting out when the spring comes, I can start sorting out the other ones, washing them and depilling them and putting them, you know, to stay for the summer until the winter. And this one, 2 years in a row, somehow always stays the last, and I just don't even depill it, and I wait until next winter to depill it. Thankfully, it's dark and it's marled, so you can't see much. However, I don't know if the camera is picking it up. It actually really does need depilling. So that's what I'm probably going to do now that I told you. That's probably what I'm going to do today or tomorrow. Today. Okay, see you in a bit.
Cheers to all the memories, the venom and the remedies, yeah. Promise I won't forget, yeah. Maybe it's something in the water, or maybe we just hit the end of the road. Right now it doesn't even matter. It's too late not to let it go. And that's why I wish you the best and say goodbye. You start to get dressed and then we cry, 'cause we both know
I bought this large box in order to store the bats that I'm carding, and I'm happy with it so far, but look how many bats I've carded. It's from this fiber that I spun the yarn that you saw during Vlogtober. So I think I have only another like 25 grams to card in order to have all of the fiber that I separated ready in bats. I think it's all together 900 grams. But the box is going to work perfectly for what I needed, because that way they're out of the, basically they cannot be squashed, they're separate, and they can stay all fluffy like this, and then I can just use them as needed. I might get a few more. Hey, I didn't do much knitting yesterday, like I thought I would, but I did depil the jumper that I was leaving, like that I always leave it for the end. So now it's depilled and it's ready for colder days. Here it is. And I did weave a lot. Basically what happened, we had like a really big storm last night. And during the day yesterday, I was taking photos for some of the stuff that I'm going to, well, that I already actually put on the website, on the online store. So you can check that out. I'm going to show you. It's not a lot. It's only a few things. But I was taking photos of them. And then in the evening, we had a really, really big storm and we had a power cut. So what I did, I was weaving mostly on the kitchen table here, because with candles and all this, it's a very simple weave. I usually do that plain weave. I think it's called tabby weave. And I was doing that for most of the night. So didn't really do that much knitting, but that's okay. I was still enjoying and playing with fiber. What do I want to show you? I wanted to show you a few things. In fact, this video is going to kind of end up, even though I was saying like to organize my time, well, it is really not just organize my time, but to organize my projects, which I'm kind of doing. But I also gathered a few things that I'm going to put, that I already put in the shop. And that was also something that was sitting on my head, like that I need to get on it. And I have more stuff as well, but I didn't get around to taking photos of those. So slowly, it doesn't have to be straight away all of them together. Right now, I have these few things, which I'm going to show you now. So the first thing is the wrap that you saw, that I finished a couple of weeks ago, that you saw me weaving throughout Vlogtober. And now, in case you missed that, I think I showed it 2 episodes ago. I think it was the knit-a-thon episode. So here is the wrap. And in case it doesn't show well here, I took some nice photos and I'm going to put them somewhere here. But I think it shows well. Do I need to? I think I'm zoomed in. Or not. Okay, maybe I move back a bit. So, keep on fixing you, sorry. So here is the wrap. And I measured it yesterday. It's about 65 centimeters wide and about 2 meters long, plus the fringe. So that one is in the shop, and the materials that I used for this one are mostly my handspun, but because I use so many different fibers, it's hard for me to kind of like know exactly what I have used. But for this one, I believe it was, the green one is mostly merino. And then the beige one is a blend of cashmere, merino, camel, alpaca, and silk. So mostly, those are mostly the fibers that are used in this wrap. So that's the one that went into the shop. That went in the shop. I also made. Some of you were asking me for more of my handspun yarn. That is a little bit tricky. I did put one set of 350-gram balls, skeins. That is a bit tricky because I kind of have to like plan really what handspun yarn and make it exactly those kind of quantities. What I might do at some other point is that in order to not to measure like always like, oh, I need to have a 50 gram skein or all this, is make collections and just weigh it and maybe sell it by weight, determine the price, how much I'm going to charge per 100 grams. And then if I have 65 grams of something, just charge accordingly. How much would that be of the 100 grams? I don't know yet, but that would make it easier for me because that when I'm spinning, I don't always measure to have them perfectly like 100 grams or 50 grams because I don't usually do it for sale. I just do it for me. So we'll see. But for now, I do have one set that I have put in the shop, and it's the set of these three. They're each 50 grams. So the white one, and they kind of coordinate because the one in the middle, okay, so let me try with start with the one in the middle. The one in the middle is merino only, but it has different shades of kind of mustard and amber, this wine color, gray and white. But because of the gray and white, then I decided to pair it with these two. The white one, so this one is only merino. The white one is merino, mohair and polyamide. And the gray one is, I think this is coriandel and alpaca that I have blended. Yes, alpaca and coriandel. I kind of make little notes here to see what the fiber content is. So the gray one is baby alpaca and coriandel. So those three are going. They went in the shop as well as a set, as a one set coordinated. So you can kind of make one project, whether it's a cowl or a hat or part of the shawl or I don't even know, but mix it maybe with some commercial yarn. But they will all go together with each other. Then I thought, like when I was, I think it was the last episode, I told you that I gave a pair of Mario socks to Nicholas and Alex's friend who is doing national service. He's in the army and his feet were really cold. And I gave him a pair of Mario socks and I started knitting on another pair for Mario so the boy is not cold when he's doing guard duty in the night. And then I thought like, okay, quite a few people, which I didn't think about it like that, as knitters, a lot of knitters, they do knit socks. And I didn't think that like, oh, but knitters would not buy socks or they don't really need socks to buy, they will make their own. But I realized not everybody knits their own socks. So maybe they knit other things, garments, shawls, hats or whatever, but not necessarily socks. So what I decided to do is occasionally, and I'm not going to make this as a regular thing, because it takes a long time to knit a pair of socks, because we're working like with really thin needles, we're working with toothpicks here. But whenever I have an extra tube that I make, because I often make tubes and then I cut in heels as a gift or something like that, and I have some upstairs that I'm keeping as gifts, but whenever I have an extra one, then I might make it into a pair of socks and put them for sale. So I just put one pair that I made. It's a woman's size, but I made it the size 38. I'm 36, so this is not for me, but I made size 38 because when I was asking my friends, most of them, I see that seems to be the average shoe size. Obviously, if I have more, I'm going to make different sizes, but right now I couldn't, so I thought like, let me try to go somewhere right in the middle, and then in case anybody wants it of size 38, they can get them. But if not, that's fine, because I know that some of these friends of mine, they have that size foot. So these are the socks. just so you know, these are not, the socks that I make, they are not superwash socks. So if you buy them, please know that they don't go in the washing machine unless you have a wool setting. They don't go in the washing machine. This is wool, alpaca, mohair, and polyamide. And even though it has polyamide, when I tried it, they do sometimes at the bottom of the foot and on the heel, they do felt. I don't mind that because that makes the fabric stronger. But they are not superwash, just to have in mind. One more time. So women's size 38, only this one pair. And I added one more thing to the shop, which are these bats that I was carding, that I showed you that I got in this very large box. So these are the bats that you've seen it during October, that I was making the handspun yarn. I brought the handspun yarn that I made for myself. I made the half a kilo, 500 grams of it for myself to have for a project. This is Merino, Corriedale, and Baby Llama. And I made this for myself. But then I have a lot of, I had a lot of fiber that I have already made in nests in order to create this fiber blend because I really liked it. So what I decided to do is to card all of it, and I got about 900 grams of it, so 9 times 100 gram bats. Actually, I'll show you, it's 4 bats per 100 grams. So I got 900 grams about. So what I'm going to do is, because I would still like to use this, and I think this is what I'm going to do from now on. Instead of making separate for the shop and for me, whenever I kind of put together, whenever I kind of put together a blend that I want to make into bats, I'm going to kind of card all of it up, have it in that large box or another large box, how many I have, so they're all ready. And basically that is going to be one big pile that we're all going to use. So I'm going to know how much I have left. I'm going to put that amount in the shop for sale. But whenever I want to use that fiber, I'm just going to take from that pile and just reduce one quantity in the shop. So yes, there is quite a bit in the shop, so I don't think it's like disastrous if you don't get right now. I don't think it's going to disappear straight away because I do have 900 grams of it. But just so you know that whenever I have it, that is going to be my stash as well, my stock as well. So I'm going to be using from that as well and reducing the quantity. But at least I have it all prepared. And I'll show you how they look. So each 100 gram order, instead of having one bat, I make in 4 25 gram bats. Based on my drum carder, I think that this way they come out the fluffiest. So the fiber is not compacted. So this would be one order, this would be 100 grams. This is heaven for me. If you're not a spinner, you probably wouldn't understand, but this is heaven for me. So yeah, that's that. That's what's going on in the shop. Really not many things, just a few things. But I wanted to show you so you can see them kind of like this in real life and not only on photos, because it's not always easy. I mean, I try to take nice photos, but it's not always easy to get perfectly the color or the light and so forth. So you have the photos already on the website and some on Instagram, and now you can see them in real life, these few things. And the last thing I want to show you is that's not in the shop yet, but because last night we had this storm and the power is out, I was weaving on this. It's a wrap or scarf because it's somewhere in between. It's not as wide as the green one, This is not in the shop yet, as I said, because I just took it off the loom and I didn't even cut the fringe or take the header off. So I have to do that, and then I have to wash it so it kind of softens up. But this is, I decided to work with blue and orange, kind of like burnt orange shades. Again, using my handspun yarn. So that is probably going to be, I'm just gonna, I mean, it can be worn as a shawl, as a wrap, however you wanna, it can be worn like that because it does cover the back, not as much as the other one. But I also I would like to use it maybe as a scarf if I put it up for sale, which I think I will. I just have way too many of the things that I weave, and I end up using only one or two of them. But I do love making them, and I do love how they look. So once more, this is not in the shop yet. So, but I will prepare it probably for next time. Okay, that's that. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you are well. Enjoy your weekend, and I will speak to you soon. Bye for now.
We both know it's gonna hurt, but not as much as this does.